Hi and welcome to another episode of ReaperTV. In this video I'm going to demonstrate a technique that seems to be quite popular when it comes to basically setting your mix levels to start off with very quickly and very easily, and that's the method of using pink noise. Now there's reasons why pink noise is better than white noise and so on. I'm not going to go into that now. There's plenty of information out there on things like Wikipedia and things like that. I just want to demonstrate how you can use this to get a starting point for your mixes. Okay, so the basic principle of mixing with pink noise is pretty basic. You have a noise generator using pink noise, or you use a pink noise sample, place on a track, set the level to roughly where you want it to be volume wise to make sure it's not peaking or going a little bit crazy, and then you use that as the basis for the levels for each of the individual parts or individual tracks. So your guitars, your drums, your bass, and so on. Now this is kind of made popular by the dance and EDM kind of genre of music and recording and mixing, but it can still be used as a good basic starting point for creating a basic rough mix with any kind of music. So we're going to take a track that I've recorded before. I've set all of my levels to parity, so these are pretty much zeroed out as they were when they were recorded. So there's obviously a complete mismatch of different levels in there. The bass is way too loud, the guitars are kind of low in the mix and so on. So I'm going to use this pink noise method to give a good starting point and level things out. So what I've done at the moment, like I say, is I've got all my tracks zeroed out. I've got a new track on there that has just a pink noise sample on there, and I'm just going to set that to loop out for a period of time. And what I've done is I'm now going to go through and mute all the single tracks except for the pink noise track and the actual track that I want to set the level for. Next up, I'm going to solo just the pink noise so I can make sure that my level is fine on here. So we'll solo that out. Go back to the beginning of the track and just play that, and just make sure that my master levels are all sitting quite nicely, that nothing's peaking when I'm playing back that pink noise. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. We've got that level, a bass level there sitting nicely. So next thing I want to do is go and start working with the track that I want to use as the first track. Now, I'm going to use the bass for this particular example, and instead of just using each individual bass track, I'm going to set the bass level as an overall, because realistically I've got two takes of the same bass track. One is a really low distorted bass, the other one is the primary bass. So I want to make sure that my bass level sits fine alongside this pink noise and not try to deal with each track independently. Now obviously this depends upon the instrument that you're working with. This is for the bass. When we go to the drums, we'll do each component individually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo out the bass track, make sure that I've got the pink noise soloed as well, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag up my bass track just so we can have everything together so we can see it a little bit easier what's going on. So let's just drag this up with our pink noise. Okay, so we've now got everything next to each other. So let's rewind that back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the master fader on the bass master to control the level. So the aim is that I want to hear this just ever so slightly above the pink noise level. So let's rewind that back and hit play. And then I'm going to adjust the volume slider on there to make sure that it's just sitting just above the pink noise. So there we go. As you could tell there, we just got it ever so slightly above the pink noise level. So that's the bass already set. So we can now unsolo that, and we can come down to the next part, which for this example, we'll come down and we'll choose the drums. So we'll solo out the kick drum, and we'll set the level for the kick drum next. So there we go, that's the kick drum level set. So now I want you to go through and repeat the same process for all of the other tracks, all the other pieces, all the different components of our song, and then I'll come back once I've done that and we'll take a look at the end result. Okay, so I've gone through now all the different tracks, the different components of the song, and I've just sort of set all the levels based upon the pink noise in the track and use that as my kind of reference point. So just take it just beyond, pull it back a little bit so you can just about hear every part of the sort of different tracks over the pink noise, and that gives you a good baseline reference. Is that the be-all and end-all? Is it now a currently mixed track? Well, no, obviously not. But what it does do is it gives you a great starting point which you can then finesse to get the different parts that you want to stand out without trying to sort of fight with everything else. It just allows you to sort of streamline and focus what you're putting together. And that fundamentally is all there is to it. So I'll play a little part of the track back now. You can hear my bass mix. And obviously, like I say, I would spend more time pick out different parts of this, but I now know that my main levels are all kind of set in a pretty good range. So let's have a listen to the track, or part of the track, where everything's been done through the pink noise. And there you go, that's pretty much it. That's how we've set the bass levels just using pink noise. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found this technique useful. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all the new content we add every week. If you have comments, questions or feedback on this technique or anything else covered on the channel, please pop those in the comment section below and let us know how you found this technique and if it's something you'd use. Well, until next time, happy mixing.